Hi everybody. I hope you can see me and hear me. That would be a good thing. So just gonna wait till we have some people around. So right now the only thing is you can see is a not so pretty desktop. So, hey Kim. It's like I can hear like crickets going on right now. So I was looking all over. Hey, good evening. I was looking all over the place for a card with that set. I made a few, but because I have so very little mail card, the minute I make them, I just like give them away. So, hey Patty, how's it going? So I figure since I don't have anything like set or anything like that, like I want to show some basic on Copics, because a lot of people ask about like how it works, the paper to use, and all hi Patty, and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm gonna do is wait till there's a little bit more people. Hey Danielle, and you can tell me like which like detective you want me to hello, which detective you want me to color, and also think about the color you would like. So today is really anything day, so it can be crazy color, it could be a Martian. For yeah, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I just felt so lazy, so that's why I did it that way. So I want to talk about paper first. Here I brought like 4 different kinds of paper. Three of them are Copic papers. This one, it's actually Nina, and it's called Smooth Desert and Storm. So it actually works with both pencil and Copics. Hi Mary Pat. The only thing is you have to be careful with Copics. You can't linger, I'm not too sure how to say that word, too long on the paper, because it's gonna bleed very easily. And on pencil, it would work perfectly with Paula's, the way she does it with her method, because like it's smooth and it glides. The way I do it, blending the color, it saturates the paper really quickly with pencil also. So that's, but to make like craft effect and stuff like that, it's awesome. I love doing any fall project with craft. I think it looks awesome. And if you know Carrie Boucher, like I think more than half, probably way more than half of her cards are made with craft. So this one is actually a Nina 80 pound. There's also she has there's different weight. There's also the 100 or 110, I'm not too sure. Kim carries it sometime at Shop the Box. So this one works perfectly fine. This one is the official like quote mark Copic paper, the Express it. So this one, compared to the other ones, is really white. So if you want something really white, yeah, using Gamsol, that's the Paula, the way she works with it with solvent. So you see it's really white compared to the other one. And the last one is right now I can't remember the name, and I didn't want to like cover my desk with a bunch of stuff, so it's really glittery. So I love using it for anything like Christmas. I love like if you do a snow scene, it glitters like crazy. If you give me a second, I'll just like wheel myself and check what it's called. And it's a cryogen white. Anyway, my pronunciation and my English today is horrendous. I'm very sorry about that. I don't talk to a lot of people, and my husband's French, so we talk French a lot, or all the time. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use actually the Copic paper. It does work really well. Yeah, Danielle, just look at how she wrote it. It's and just try to pronounce it. I can't. So I'm gonna use the Copic because it does blend really nicely, and it works really good. I like it. So that's my stamping jig. This one is the Misty, I think. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna, oh, did you? Yeah, I know that it's been around forever, and Danielle with all the answers tonight. Yeah, good thing she's there, because like she's reading my mind, I think, from all the way to in Montreal. Did anybody decide which stamps, which little detective you want? Or if I don't have like pick, I'll pick it. So I'll give you a couple seconds, and I'll talk about not how to stamp, because like it's not very hard, but what color to use, right? Obviously, usually like the normal, not the normal, but like is like black or like dark brown or something like that. Yeah, Kim, it's hard to get. I had that pack for years, like probably over 10 years, so I bought it like a long time ago. But with like, especially this stamp set, as you can see, like the little detectives, like both of them actually, if you printed the mustache one, yeah, that's the one I wanted to do. So awesome, Patty. So this dude, if you print it in black, he's gonna have like black hair and a black mustache, because like it's the stamp, like it's full, so even his tie is gonna be black. Same thing with the hair of the other guy and the spot of the dog. But if you stamp it with a different color, and Kim has so many different like the hybrid color that works with every single medium. I just even discovered that if you stamp it on plastic, like acetate or something like that, especially the Wicked Black, it stays on. So that's awesome. Anyway, so if you stamp it with like the no line coloring technique, it's awesome, because then you can have, is there any color you want? Yeah, thank you, solid. Oh my gosh, it's not even a hard word, and we have that word in French. Very sad today. Thank you everybody for like giving me vocabulary today. So so yeah, so with with a different color, it works great. So with skin in general, I either gonna use Party Peach or Pretty in Pink, just because it's really close to a person's complexion. And what I mean with skin with people, that's what I use. If I'm gonna use like no line coloring for animals, I tend to go with Totally Taupe, but we have that wonderful new color, Sandy Shores, and what's amazing about it, it's a little bit darker than Totally Taupe, so I don't like get my like eyes out, like it's easier on the eyes basically. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a Party Peach for this one, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. So the little dude, I won't put him like on an edge. Usually I try not to like waste paper or stuff like that, but I'm not too sure what he's gonna do, so just a little bit off. And since he's facing that way, there's more chances that there's stuff later on that's gonna be on this way, like on this side. So oops. And we can see that Kim's stamps stay sticky, which is great. So I'm just tapping my Party Peach here, and oops. I'll bring it closer once I'm like doing the coloring part. So with the stamping helper, like the Misty or stuff like that, whatever you want to call them, it's nicer because like I missed a bunch of stuff, spots, so I just go back with it. And ta-da, he's super cute now. So I will clean up before I hate leaving my stem dirty, so and we'll start. So what color do you want his suit, his hair to be? Any option will be taken into consideration. So I'll just give myself some room while he can decide, and I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on. If I can do it, because most of the time I have a hard time. Ooh, today it's working, I think. Okay. So, awesome, Kim. Ooh, there's gonna be some happy people that July. Club, like the July release, gonna be some awesome. Actually, all the releases are awesome. I might not do as many interactive cards this release, but I'll try. Green it is. So there's a combo I really like, and it's really easy. Hi Teresa. And I think it works, like it blends really nicely. I use it a lot for plants, but I mean, it's a green, so it can be used for anything. So it's a YJ67, YJ63, and YJ61. So I use those three, and if I want a really light color, YJ11 works really well with it. So, and I start with dark first. I know a lot of like people go like either way. That's the way I do it. So I'm gonna start with my YJ67. Great camera shot. Sherry, what are you talking about? Oh, is that Lee? Okay, and I'll try to stay in the frame, but I have a tendency to move a lot. So what I'm gonna do obviously is a suit and his pants and his hat green. So I'm gonna start with his pants, and I'm gonna try not to put my hand also in the way so you can see, hopefully. So obviously his pants are under his coat, so there's going to be a shadow right under his pant, and one of the leg is in front of the other one, so there's going to be a shadow, like one leg, a pant leg is going to hide the other one. So from what I can see, the right leg, this one, is the one that's further back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny bit, like, well, first of all, I'm going to put green at the top of both pants and on one side. I'm going to put just a little bit because to give definition, since we don't have lines either. And what I do is I work little by little. Oh, it's easier for you to see if it's so zoomed in. The only thing is if I move a little bit, hi Rona, then right away you're like, I'm out of a frame. So, and then what I do is I go over the last color that I just put, and like I try to do like little like flick kinda, but if you do little flicks like on the edge of your pencil, it's hard to blend. Hi Melissa. So it's perfect for hair, but for like not hair or fur, it's easier if you use larger strokes. Obviously I don't have mushroom in here, so I won't, and when I say mushroom, I didn't mean like the mushroom like the veggie, but I don't have a lot of room anyway. And I haven't like colored in with Copic in a while. Like I just discovered that. I've been doing the pencil a lot. I know, so I'm coloring today. So that's a YJ61. And yeah, I was starting to say is I color little portion at a time because it's easier to blend when it's wet. So, and YG11 for Diane. So see, like I don't like the blending here, and I'm like really shaking like crazy too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back with a very light touch because the paper is wet, so I don't want it to like just to spread all over the place, the ink. So YJ 67, that's 63, and the second time it always blends better, as you can see. And I need new glasses too, which would really help with me seeing properly, but that's okay. That's YJ 61. And I think you can even see, like, sometimes you can see like the wet of the paper, so it can take a lot. So that's just like his pens for now. And here, okay, so you can see this one is further away than, like, oops, I'm so off. Here we go. So hard because I'm watching on my computer what I'm filming on my cell phone, and I have cat hair too. So we'll go with his coat. What's going on is coat, like obviously under the color it's going to be darker because there's a shadow, and this panel is over, like the left panel is over. I decided that. So that means that there's going to be a shadow on the other side, under the other edge of the color, under his arm. And I'm just gonna bring it down a bit here. Gonna do the little line for his armpit, and where his hand is, it's gonna have a tendency to actually also put a shadow there. Usually at the bottom of stuff it can be a bit darker, but I don't want to put dark against the dark here because then you're gonna lose his pants. So it's like he's having a onesie suit of detective, onesie detective suit. And might as well do the arm here. So and when you do the no line coloring, if you're shaking and you're going outside the lines, it doesn't show so much also. So it's nice to hide stuff. Hi Deb. Yeah, that stem set is really nice. Like I said at the beginning, I love, like, usually I tend to buy all the guy stem set just because they're so hard to get by, so I get all of them. So that's the YJ63. So I'm just going over the previous color. The button I'm just gonna go over, and then I'll add it at the end. Just remind me, I might forget. And I'm leaving like a little space here, like is the shoulder white for now, because it will be a little bit lighter because the light's gonna hit it first because it's higher. And sometimes, like if I don't know how to color something or someone, and I'm a little confused, I do a lot of Google search. So like that, it tells me, like if I'm not sure, like a tiger, where his stripes are or stuff like that. I do a lot of Google search. Sometimes I'm not familiar with things, or I need ideas. That helps a lot. And like I said earlier, the wetter it is, the easier it is to blend the colors. So now I'm going back to YJ61. Not back, but I'm going to YJ61, and I have more room, so it's a little bit easier like it's a wider space. That's what I mean, that I have more room. And also, when, like, it's easier if your markers are full. Like, the wetter they are, the easier it is to blend. So it's all like little tips. And I know right now it's really hard. Like, I think they just got out with the, or not that they got out with the new Copic refills, but they actually advertised it. So I don't know how long it's gonna be for them to get on the market. I don't know how much they're gonna be, but I think it's they were saying it's like half the size of the original one, so I hope it's half the price, but I highly doubt that. So that's my YG11, just to get a lighter color, and see how it seems like kind of patchy. It's actually very, very patchy. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just go back again. And also, I'll show you how to erase mistake with Copics, if you don't mind like a little bit of noise, because it is noisy. I know it sounds funny to say, but so just, oh, you heard it's the same price, Kim? Oh my gosh, I hope you heard wrong, but I doubt that. So YG63. Oh my gosh, I'm lucky. Like, every time I would buy a Copic, I would buy the refill that goes with it. So I have most of my refills. It's just like I bought some Copics lately, so I need the refills to go with them. Okay, today I'm doing, I can't talk and I can't color. It's a bad day. Yeah, I know, Patty. It's all about making money. So that's the YG61. So did everybody have supper, or too early at some time? I know Kim probably didn't eat yet. I think she survives out of like sunshine and rainbows. And cute shoes. So sometimes, like, I'm just taking a peek, because sometimes it's harder to see from like the angle I'm doing it. So what I'm gonna do is I'll, like, there's a little spot that I don't like, so I'm gonna like push the ink around. So what I use is I use my my blender. It's gonna be a little bit loud because I'm using also my my heat gun. And the way it works is, like, a blender doesn't blend really. Like, it's like alcohol. It's not alcohol, but it's the base of the any of the Copics. So what it does push color around. So what you do is, like, you just go at the edge, and then while it's still wet, like, you right away you have to dry it, because if you don't, what has a tendency to do is the ink wants to go back where it was, and usually you end up with huge messes. So I just like to do that, like, so my lines are really, really nice. I hope you can still hear me. And you do that a few times. It's easier, it's better to do it a couple of like times, but with a little bit of blender, instead of like trying to put blender and blender, because it's going to bleed all over the place. So you see now like it was going out of the line there, and now it's not anymore. So I'm just gonna do under his armpit. And after that, like usually what I would do is I would do it for like after I finish one color, and then I fix all my mistake. And the way I learned that technique is I had really crappy paper. I didn't know about the importance of Copic paper. So my paper was bleeding like crazy. So I had to find a way, and that's what works for me. So we'll leave it like that. The only thing is, obviously, with the heat gun, it buckles the paper a little bit, but you like after you glue your image to your page, it doesn't really matter that much. So what we're gonna do is, like, I have the color, oh, and I forgot his sleeve there too. So, and if I put dark around his, like on his color also, it's gonna disappear. So under his chin here, it's gonna be darker, and I'm just gonna put it like that so we can see it. There's the other part of his color here, his sleeve, and that's all I'm putting for YG 67. And one thing is, don't let your Copic dry. It's once they're dry, like bone dry, what happened is usually the inside also is dry, and there's no going back. Even if you put more ink, even if you change the tip, it's gonna last for a little bit, but after a while it's gonna, like, even if it with a new tip with new ink, it's gonna go dry again. Like, actually it's gonna go like crusty. I know, I've done it a few times. So it's gonna ruin like the Copic, so try not to let them go dry. And I know, like with the situation with not having like refills, it's hard, but beg your friends that have refill to refill your pens, your markers, I mean. And see, like that shiny part sometime, like I have that problem with darker colors. It goes shiny, and it stays kind of sticky. I found out that after it's really, really dry, you just take a white eraser, like a Stadler eraser, and you go over it lightly, and actually all disappears. So it works really good. So I'm gonna do his hat. So what the color do you want his hair and his shirt while I'm doing that? And his thigh, anything really. So I'm doing YG again 67. And I think my cat just woke up. I just heard him there. He's my trusty sidekick, or he's dreaming. I think he's dreaming. Looks like velvet. Yeah. Isn't that what they used to, like a long time ago, have velvet suits? YG 63. So most of the time I don't worry if I go out of the lines or stuff like that, because, well, one, if you're doing no line coloring, nobody is going to really know. And second, with my technique, I just erase it at the end, so it doesn't really show. And it usually works pretty good. Like, I can erase black and or red. I remember at the fall retreat last year, was it, Danielle is better than that. She put like red, I think a drop of red or dark pink fell on her person's face, and we managed to fix it. So That's how good that technique works. I know I might be overselling it, and I've been doing it for a long time, so like obviously I know how to do it, but with practice, it's very, very rare that I ruin an image, like something that I color, because I can always like bring it back. And here I just forgot to do like colors. Sometimes it happens. Hi, Mary. And I really don't know what's going on. Like for real today, my blending is really horrid. So just going back, YG 63. I think my Copics are pissed off that I didn't use them for a bit. Really? I'm just reading what Kim said. You should ask Melanie to tell you her story about that. It happened to her when she was making a project for trying out for the design team many moons ago. I know, like Melanie is like I think have one like the first sets of Crafting Kimmy stamps. Like I've been buying stamps for a long time from you, Kim, and Melanie was just my like I so wanted to emulate her. Like she was my colorist, like, and now not only is she good like with markers, but she does like watercolor, and I think she does pencils too, so she just does it all, right? So go like that, and I'll just, sorry, you'll see it again, it just bugs me. So it's an OCD thing for coloring anyway. Just pushing it and then drying it right away. You have to dry it right away, because otherwise it's gonna go back to where it was. Yellow gold thread, okay, yeah. And because we stamped in Party Peach, we can totally do his tie whatever color we want. Ooh, what about purple tie with the yellow shirt? So I would give it a few, like more, like a couple of times, but like I'll just leave it there so you don't hear like my my heat gun the whole time. And I kept my pencil at the end of my once I'm done with my greens, so that's what you're hearing right now. So I'm just gonna grab my the yellow combo I usually go for. So Y15, Y11, Y00. So that's the three I use, but usually you want also a darker one, because it won't it won't have a pop. So I'm gonna use a Y38. It's a nice, like not orangey but almost color. Then I uncapped them all. So he doesn't have like a whole lot of shirt, right? So obviously it's gonna be darker where it's getting hidden by like his vest and under his chin too, and he has a little bit there, so really very little. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit all four colors in there. So Y11, and I know that was Y15, sorry, and that's Y11. I'm gonna skip the Y00. Je suis live là, Sébastien? So now it's hard to see because like his tie right now is orange just because of the party peach. So we're kind of like losing it. So I'll try to find it again. And like I say, there's very little shirt, so why 15 again? I'm trying not to go on his fingers because I'm gonna lose them completely, and that's gonna be hard to like find them. So it looks funny right now, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do sorry, we're gonna do his purple tie if everybody's okay with that. So I'm just looking, I'll just use those ones. And sometimes, like, if I'm not sure, like, I'm just gonna scribble a bit, like, to make sure that the combo works. So it's quite a jump between like the V09 and the V15, so we're gonna have to work at it a bit. Don't have much room with that little guy. So do under his chin, obviously it's gonna be darker. And one of the things that's easy also is if you put your stem set like beside you, so you can actually find it, especially if you're doing no line coloring. So that's V09. So I don't want to lose like the little like diamond shape kind of his tie. Like that. And that's V15. And then V12. And because it was solid, you can still see it through, so we kind of have to go with a darker color just to hide it. Like if I tried to do it like a light blue, it would probably like show up like green or something like that. So I'll go darker than lighter here. So his tie is there, and what I'm gonna do is the shirt is kind of like the line under his shirt. It's kind of like losing it, so I'm using it. It's a Y35. It's a brown, and just putting a light line just to find it again. There you go. Sometimes it's just like, just give it that pop here. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, shoes are very little and solid. I'm just gonna go like C9. It's very rare I use black, so that's just like C9. And I'm just gonna go over it like really quickly. It's so thin that it's going to be really hard to put like more than one color here. And that's it. He's stylish, sure. Stylish, funny, same, right? So now what we have is his skin and his hair. So I usually use the same combo for my skin. So it's 5 colors, and the cheek. So my cheek is R20, and for the skin, I'll try to put them in order there, if you can see them. It's those 5. So E04, which is kind of dark, E11, E21 that has a yellow tinge, E00, and E000. Oh, the brim of the hat. While I'm doing the skin, just give me a color, Teresa. Or do you want it purple? Or I'm open to anything. And I'm always putting, like, you can't see it right now, but I always put my markers in the same order. So my darker, for me, is always at the top, and all my tips are pointing the same way, so it's easier. Hey, Spencer, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty much what he is, that's for sure. So what I'm gonna do is, like, the E04 is so much darker that I usually use my second darkest color, which is E11, and that's what I use first. So I don't, it's easier to blend because it's wet with another color. And with the fingers, I don't wanna, like, again, lose them. I know it sounds funny when I say that. So I'm just going, like, between each finger with the very, very, very tip of my markers, on my marker. So I just did, like, the hand is here. Gonna leave top of his ear light for now, because it's gonna probably hit the light first, then around his cheek, like just under the brim of his hat, behind his nose. We'll leave it at that for now. And what I'm going to do is I have a Copic multi-liner. That one is like a brownish one, like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over his mouth, because the minute I'm going to put the skin color, it's going to disappear once again. I have a lot of things disappearing. It's like I'm a magician or something, just a really bad one. So I'm going with my E04 over very carefully, because I don't want it to bleed and go all over the place. So, and I don't know if you're gonna see my head there, because I'm trying to go so, like, to see better, so. There you go. And I have a tendency to do the skin last, because I think it's funny, like, dressing them up. And then they look like vampire till, like, I give them, like, some skin color. I just let it dry a little bit, Teresa, so it won't smear. I'm trying to read the comments at the same time and not laugh too much. So and I go back with my E11 now. But if I didn't do that, I would have a hard time blending it, like I find. It's easier to have, like, a little bit lighter color at first. And it looks a little bit funny right now, just because, like, the skin and the party peach, like, are very similar in color. That's a E21. So the mustache is the same color, his eyes are the same color. For now, though, that's the thing. So when it's gonna be finished, it's gonna look a little bit different. So if you want to think what color you would like his hair and mustache, or they could be different, I don't mind. I'm not the one dating him, so. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I'm usually, like, usually it's a little bit better than that. Right now, like I said, I do get nervous when I'm on the, like, doing a live. So that's a E00. And I'm gonna finish with E000. So he does look funny like that for now. So what I'm gonna do is I just gonna go back with my E04 between his finger, and I'm barely touching the page, because otherwise it's just gonna make a big fat line, and I want his, like, I want him to have 4 or 5 fingers. I'm not sure how many she gave him, but I'm just adding detail like that at the end, like under his mustache. Is just like kind of fading away. And go back with 11. I won't touch his hands because fingers are so hurt, so, and they look like fingers, so I'm not chancing touching them. And then going back to E21. And I'll go E00. What I'm gonna do is for his cheek, I take my R20 and just give him, like, what I do is I just like kind of dab, and after that what I do is I take my lightest E000 and then I smear it like if it was makeup. So that's what I do. So now I know he looks super funny, but let's, did I get a color for his hair, mustache? Yeah, no, I know it's so much easier now that I'm like going back to pencil, or like, well, I mean, the last time I touched pencil before, like lately, was in grade school, but any color. But yeah, like, here is some, like, with pencils you just have to have a nice sharp point, and it does make it easier. So let's I don't see anything, but like, it has to contrast somehow, so I'm just gonna give him like dark brown hair. So E29, and that I do not blend, so it's like, it's gonna be shadowed like under his hat, obviously, and a little, oh thank you Kim, like little like flicks. Oh, I'm hiding a bit. Dark brown. Okay, that's what I'm doing, Patty. It's like you're reading my mind. It's crazy. And it's, again, he doesn't have like much hair, so I'm trying to do like lines going both ways. So I'm going, like, I'm looking at my image here also, so kind of relate where it is. Oh, and I forgot like his headband also, right? And I'll do his mustache like the same color also, so a dark brown. I think he has more like space to do the mustache than to do his hair. Ooh, and the little like swirl. My husband, every time he, like, he's saying he's gonna grow a mustache like that. Not happening. So same thing, going under. It's easier if you turn the paper. So I'm gonna go E25. So try to go over the same line and just extend it. It's not always like evident in both ways. And you don't want to put them the same length, or try not to put them the same length. Now you have very little space, like I already mentioned, so it's hard, but you just do what you can. Thank you, Sherry. And I'm gonna finish with actually, yeah, 21. So there's not much here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going back. That's my E04, and I'm gonna go around his nose just to give like an under his mustache, so like that, what the hair didn't cover. I didn't want it like super dark brown, so like that it's gonna fit together. So it makes a little bit more sense now than it did before. And for the eyes, for the pupil, I'm taking, it's a multi-liner again. That one is the black, so I'm just like basically going over the lines like that. And I'm gonna, like usually I shake like crazy, I'm gonna go around the eyes. Hopefully I won't shake too much. And I'm sorry, I know you can't see. Like that. And I'm twisting you around. So, like that. And while that dries, because I never leave it like stark white like that, let's do the brim, I mean the headband, something. So that's V09, it's the same color as the tie, basically. And then B15. And once again, it's not like, it doesn't give us the nice purple like that just because it's a party peach, but at the same time, if you stamped in black, you would have black, that's it. So that gives you option. And if I did use Pretty in Pink instead, because it has like it would have a pink undertone, the purple would probably have like come out a whole lot more. So that's what it's the brim of his hat. I have about every color on the side. Okay, so like I said, never leave his eyes like that. So what I do is I use C3, C1, and C00, those colors. And I just put a bit of shadow in his eyes. And do you want to put like eye color, like I mean iris? Like blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes. Could put green, but that's a lot of green. And see, like, I think it was Teresa that was asking if it was smearing, and see, it doesn't. So, and you want to make sure that like it's gonna dry a little bit lighter when it dries. But if you put too much of it, take your blender, and it's easier, like, and just kind of like go like that. It looks worse now, but the minute it's gonna dry, it's gonna look better. And I kind of forgot to put the line above, like his eye, like the line goes like that. Here we go. Now he has a complete eye. I like the purple, looks plum in color. Actually, it is, yeah, the way it Actually, I read the all Hercule Poirot's book like so many times. It's crazy, in French and in English. So, and also if you say when you're doing like the black in his pupil, if you don't like, you lost kind of the little highlight, you can always add it back with your white pen. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna add like a little bit of blue eyes. So I'm gonna do it like super quick, and like that's B97. I'm just putting in. See how like I went right over that white dot that you would have? It's always darker like closer to the eye. So, and this one is B91. And I'm just making it bigger and blending it with the B97 that I put. And try to put like make them semi-equal, or I mean it looks already funny that it wouldn't really matter, but that's okay. And now I'm just putting back the dot, and the highlight I always gonna put it after, because I don't want the white, like I don't want my Copic to touch the white. I don't want it to touch pencil or anything like that. So later obviously I'm gonna fix a bit the hat up there like I said earlier. So that's the little guy all done. I don't know if you know, like you probably noticed like the big yellow stickers all over my stamp set. I'm just gonna zoom out if I can. Oh gosh, I have that issue that I can zoom, but after that it doesn't want. Anyway, I make masks and I keep them, and if I keep them on there, I don't lose them. And I hate cutting, so if I do a mask, I'm gonna leave it till it dies. So what we can do is quickly, you can think about one of Kim's stencil, and we can do quickly a little like background scene for him. So color, stencil, whatever, can be the brick wall, can be snowflakes, it can be stars, it can be anything. Right now I'm just gonna move some stuff. And after I saw all the ladies with their nice like storage for the stencil and stuff like that, that's my make art station with like magnet and stuff. Right now you only see portion of it. So I'll try once again to zoom out. I'm sorry, I'm gonna move you. Brick wall, Danielle, okay. Okay, and I know, like, here we go. And sorry, it's just I have to put you back. And when I say you, I mean my cell phone in the rack. Now we're stuck at that position. Okay, so the brick wall, any color. I just have to, oh yeah, so I have it in binder, and each month I go by month, just easier that way. And I have it that way, so each side, and have my brick wall here, so it's easier that way to find. And we can do kind of a lightish like brick color, like I mean, I know it's brick, but what I mean is like terracotta kind of color. Whoops. So I'm gonna use Crisp Crimson, and I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of pumpkin patch and with a little bit of Sandy Shores. So now just use I have like brushes for a color family. I just have to find them. So my red, orange, and brown. Just have to find the brown one. Sorry. Gosh, brown. And I write in French, English, whatever. So, and I don't want any of them to be super, super dark because I still want him to pop, right? So, start with the red. And always tap it like off to the side so it's not like super dark. And I really should have like put a, and it's never too late. So take a scrap piece of paper and I'm gonna make a floor. I'll fix that after. There's always a way to fix everything. There we go. Let's start again. Once again, tap off. So like I say, not too dark. Pumpkin patch now. So, oh, and I usually like, yeah, clean my stencil in between each colors because I want my brush to stay clean, my ink to stay clean. That's my OCD side. There we go. I know when that stamp set released, I was a guest DT and I wanted to make a brick wall, but we didn't have any, so I made it, and it's so much easier that way with the stencil. So that's Sandy Shore. I kind of lost a little bit of my red, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring it back a bit. Kind of like do it a little bit patchy. And let's do that with the orange also. And let's just check what it looks like. And like I said, I'm gonna fix like where I put the stuff, but that's what it looks like. Whoops, here we go. So I hope you learned something, or at least you have fun, like making fun of like my English and everything like that. Yeah, so that's my little thing. And don't forget, keep your mask. But yeah, I hope you like the tip for erasing anyway for Copic. So thank you for being with me tonight, and take care, and we'll see you soon. And I can't wait for the virtual craft retreat and to like see all of you and do a bunch of classes. Oh, thank you, Sherry, you're so nice. And so that's about it. Thanks, Teresa. Salut, Daniel, je viens de finir. Thank you, Marie. So I'll go now. Thank you, everybody, and take care. Bye bye, Daniel, je viens de finir.